824-7050 and rest easy. And happy end of, and it's hard to believe it's the end of summer pretty much. This is
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah. tomorrow, Labor Day's tomorrow. It's only a day away. Hello, everyone. This is Around the Town Chicago. I'm Al Bresloff. Sitting beside me is Frank. Well, it's almost beside me. It's about as close as he can get. It's Frank Metcha. Our phone number here is 773-763-9278. Facebook.com/WCPT. And hopefully you get to see us and you can see what I'm wearing as far as a cap goes. We just went to see that particular show. So you'll find out what it is along the way. Around the Town Chicago. .com is where you will find the answers to the questions that we ask during the course of our show. And during the course of our show, we try to give away some goodies. Theater tickets, restaurant certificates, all kinds of good stuff. And it is just a gorgeous day. I did have the top down. I met with my granddaughter this morning and a couple of her friends. We had a nice little breakfast up in Mount Prospect. Yeah, we went up there, and it was kind of nice. And this is my granddaughters are twins, and yesterday actually was the 29th was their actual birthday. Okay. The 29th, on the 29th, they became 29. So that's nice? What they call a golden, I guess.
Is that a golden?
I think that's called a golden.
Let's see.
All right, so a couple of quick announcements. For those of you keeping up with the ice cream wars that are going on between out Chicago and around the town, right now, as of yesterday, the day before, I guess, we have Pirate Treasure, which is my flavor, is at 613 scoops. Frank, Rush Hour is at 557. Lemon Cheesecake, which was up at the top, Scott's moved down to fourth place at 552, and pulling up into second place was the second place is Birthday Cake, which is
went from fourth to second.
Yeah, just anything can happen, and the funny thing is, Ellen doesn't even like the flavor.
I know, she doesn't even like it.
There was a switch because Windy City Sweets, which is where this is taking place. And by the way, the contest is not just a contest between the hosts of the shows, but it's a fundraiser, and we are raising money
for an excellent
for
cause.
Special Gifts Theater, so we can help young people who want to be on stage get on stage. Despite everything, they can do it. And we've got coming up September. Now that it's going to be September already, the 28th of this month, we're going to be doing a big walk, and I will have something up on Around the Town Chicago a little later on this evening where you can make a donation, and I'll be walking. You can put money on me. Frank's going to be out of town.
I'm going to be in Europe, so I made my donation today.
Okay.
And that went under the Walker U.
All right. That's good to know. Okay, so let's let a few people know about what's going on, a couple things that are happening. One of them is Santa's Village. It's still open. Okay, so let me give you this. This weekend, tomorrow, because they're open tonight, the actual Santa's Village till 9 p.m., and they're open at the Santa Springs are open till 7 p.m. Tomorrow, Monday, they'll be opening at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then that's at the Santa's Village part. At the Santa Springs, which is the water park, it'll be till 5:30. Now, it's going to end at the water park. This is going to be it. But the petting zoo and the amusement park are open until October 26th.
Very good.
If you want to know exact hours and what's going on in those, you can go to Santa's Village and online, and you can get those hours and what's going on over there. Okay, we're going to have a few guests today. We're going to be talking to Michael Weber from the Porch Light Theater about some of the big things they're doing. And last week we talked about the Eco Flamingo, and we're going to talk a little further about that and maybe give away a few prizes. And I got the thing, the Chicago League of Theaters, tickets for 20 returns, specially priced $20 tickets from Hot Tix will go through September 14th. This is a special thing where there'll be special hot ticks that you can get it, including things like Shakespeare, A New Brain, which Frank's going to talk about a little bit today, the Museum of all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, around the town, Chicago, we'll have this under articles sometime later this evening, so you can rush to it. You can find the tickets that you want for the shows you want to see, and have some fun going to the theater. All right? So we got those things all taken care of. I wanted to make sure we covered all that. Got the ice cream, got this, got that. 773-763-9278. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about A New Brain.
Yes.
You went to see it.
Yes.
And Julia went to see it. Julia did a review of it.
I read Julia's review after I saw it, and she used a lot more words than I did. But
Well, of course.
but we both
We know
agree.
that.
But, it's an excellent, and I've seen this play before. And I saw it at remember the old Pride Playhouse, which was on Broadway Street. Now they moved it to the Halsted, to the center above Whole Foods. There's a theater up there. So it's a bigger theater that can hold more people. So they moved it there. Excellent production. Right. Everyone in this cast was great.
Okay, so here's the thing. The main character in this play, his name is Gordon Michael, and I'm not going to give the last name.
Okay.
All right. It's something, if you think about bicycles, it'll help you. But if you call 773-763-9278, tell me what that last name is, and we'll give you a pair of tickets to go see that show, okay?
And what was strange about the show was last week we actually had a patient in surgery who had the same condition. So it was kind of weird that way.
Okay, and you agreed with Julia on the show?
Yeah, everything. You know what? I love it when a cast comes together. They used a large cast. The music, they had 6 pieces in the back playing. So everything was really good. Go see it. The ticket prices are very fair for this.
Let me ask you a question of it. Would you call it a musical or an opera or operetta?
No, this is a definite musical. So
okay, not an operetta.
Not an operetta. No.
Oh, okay.
Did she think it was an opera?
Yeah, Julia felt it was more like an operetta.
Huh. So
because in operetta they do a lot more singing than they do.
But a music. Look at Phantom. What do you call that? Considering there are no spoken words.
Well, that is an operetta.
Is that considered an operetta?
Yeah, just like Gilbert and Sullivan are all operettas.
And Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's not. There's a lot of dialogue.
There's a lot of dialogue.
A lot of dialogue.
I'm thinking back and forth. Who doesn't have it? But yeah. So I can see it could be called. It could probably be classified as an operetta.
All right, now Julie also went to see another play that she reviewed, which all the reviews are up and around the town of Chicago. I just can't get to everything, and that's why we have other people who do some of the reviews. There's a new theater company, and the new theater company is called the Eclectic Full Contact.
Can you say that again?
I could say that twice. Eclectic Full Contact. Easy for me to say.
I know.
All right, so she went to see a play called Refracted Light. Okay. And it's a true-to-life tale about a dysfunctional family, and it's a coming-of-age story as well. It's a very interesting project. Now, she said it was somewhat recommended on her part. I talked to a couple other people who thought it was actually a little stronger than she did. But Julia is a writer who also writes plays, and because of that, sometimes she gets a little extra critical.
I've seen her 5-page reviews.
Yes, and I'm holding one. So it's the kind of thing that does
Julia,
happen.
we love you. You know that.
And she's great at what she does, and we do. We love what she does, and she does a great job of doing it. All right, so this is called the play. It's called Refracted Light, and I want to know if you can tell me the mother, the mother's name, the character's name is Lucy. Tell me the actress that plays that role, and we'll give you a pair of tickets to go see this show, which is taking place right on the north side. It's in the theater is located at the Edge Theater at 5451 North Broadway.
It's right next to the train.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, not next to the train. It's around the corner.
Yeah, right around
if
the corner.
It's on Broadway. The train is not on Broadway. Okay, so the number here, 773-763-9278. So we need to take a commercial break here, and then we're going to be getting hold of Michael Weber, who's going to talk to us about a few things that are happening in Chicago coming up.
Very good.
Having computer problems? Let's face it, we all hit snags in working our magic. So when this happens, call the experts at Liberty Computer Center. They've been serving the Chicagoland area for over 40 years, assisting small businesses, healthcare providers, schools, attorneys, and yes, even your host on this show. They made my problems disappear quickly and affordable. We know that we rely on our computers, so why not have an IT specialist at your ready? Call Liberty Computer Center, 847-824-7050. That's 847-824-7050. And relax, your problems will be solved. Main Street Smiles in Barrington is dentistry for all ages. Their priority, you. Checkups, fillings, implants, orthodontics, they do it all and at affordable rates. Dr. Patani and his staff are waiting to improve your life at Main Street Smiles, 312 Main Street in Barrington, 847-381-5958. Around the Town Chicago special, an exam, x-ray, and cleaning, $79. Call today, 847-381-5958, and get your smile back.
This is Paul Lisnick, and you are listening to Around the Town Chicago.
And we are back. I'm not sure we have somebody on line one. Or line...
Oh, they're still being screened.
Oh, okay. And is Michael on? Michael?
Michael.
I am.
Hi,
Al.
How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to hear that you got lots of things going on at Porchlight.
Oh my gosh, we wanted to call and be sure to remind everybody of that. Especially, we've got Leslie Uggams, Tony Award winner, coming to Porchlight Music Theater as part of our Icons Gala. We're going to be celebrating her on September 14th. She'll be here in Chicago, and. I'll tell you, Al, you and I talk a lot about, when we do research and dig into people's careers and dig into these shows and get the backstory. I was taken back by the enormity of a Leslie Uggams career, going all the way back to being a child, singing at the Apollo Theater, and then getting a Tony Award for her first Broadway show ever, and being on Roots, and then still making films today. So Leslie is going to be with us at our Icons Gala. We wanted to be sure that everybody remembers that for September 14th.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Paul Lisnick is going to be the MC for that evening?
Really?
Yes. Our old friend Paul Lisnick will be there, and he sits down and he'll have a 20-minute conversation and open it up to audience feedback. She's going to be there to meet with everybody, and it's really great. We've had some wonderful people as part of this Icons Gala: Ben Vereen and Chita Rivera, Joel Gray, but Leslie Uggams is right up there as one of the really great Broadway
no question
people.
about it. All right, and that's coming up. And then you also have something, you're doing something on a regular basis now, which I love, which is your New Faces. A lot of people don't remember all that. Back in the old days when they used to have New Faces on Broadway, where people like Joel Gray was a new face.
Yeah, of course. Paul Lind and Maggie Smith and Madeline Kahn, they were all discovered as part of that series. And we have a series in Chicago called New Faces Sing Broadway. This year we're celebrating our 10th anniversary. There have been so many young performers from Chicago who have come through this series, who have now gone on, like Samantha Pauly, who's currently on Broadway in The Great Gatsby. A lot of the members of the cast of Six and Dear Evan Hansen and the Book of Mormon all came through this series. So it's very much, it's almost like when you go to Second City now and you see people, and you might be seeing the young Stephen Colbert or the young, Steve Carell. This is where you're seeing like a lot of the young, soon-to-be Broadway performers, and we're going to be at the Rhapsody Theater.
Which I think is a great theater that's not it's underused.
Very much
Isn't it? I agree with you, Al. It's right up there in Rogers Park. It used to be known as the Main Stage, and it's a wonderful cabaret theater. They do a lot of magic up there, but they also do cabaret, and you can get a drink and buy a nice little bit of table bites. And then we've got a New Faces Sing Broadway 1960. So we're going to be focusing on the year, which the shows that we'll be singing from are like The Unsinkable Molly Brown and West Side Story and Camelot and all of those shows that were on Broadway in 1960.
Yeah, that's the year I graduated high school.
Oh, there you go. Well, then we want everybody to come back to the Rhapsody Theater at the holidays because we're launching a new series that called Porchlight Sings the Season, in which we'll be singing a lot of the Broadway songs that were connected to the holidays. Songs from Mame and Annie. You Need a Little Christmas, and a lot of those songs. So we'll be back at the main stage. We're going to be doing 2 shows there, and really doubling down on that great space. But I agree with you; it's really underused, that's why we want to be there.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice room, and it feels comfortable, and it feels like a show should be going on.
And I know, and they're not doing that much magic for the last year, only 1 or 2 different things, so I don't know what's going on, but I love the food there, and I love the location and the parking.
Yeah,
it's
easy.
Easy.
And it's right off the Red Line, too, if you take the Red Line.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to be coming back in the new year. You remember a show that played a number of years ago? It was a huge hit in Chicago called The Irish and How They Got That Way.
Yes.
It's from Frank McCourt, who wrote Angela's Ashes. It's a beautiful, funny musical. It's really about the immigrant experience in America. The idea of people coming from their culture, from their country, and trying to navigate becoming an American. And, of course, that's something we're all talking about these days. But this story is about this particular culture, that showed up at the turn of the last century. A lot of them immigrated and had a challenging time if you were an Irish person arriving in America.
Oh, Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, that's going back to your home, where you're going to be back at the Ruth Page Center for the Arts over on Dearborn,
We'll
right?
be at the Ruth Page, and that's going to be directed by David Geromo. A person that a lot of Chicago folks know as an actor, but he is a longtime actor connected with the Irish and How They Got That Way. And he'll be making his Porchlight debut directing that show with us.
That means Heidi will be there.
That makes Heidi.
She'll be there. She'll be there. But then we're really excited because we're going to be closing out the season. We're going back to the Studebaker Theater, that beautiful historic
We were
theater.
just there this week, so we know the theater.
What were you there to see?
44.
Oh, of course, yes. Got to get out to see that. But we're going to be there with Stephen Sondheim's Follies.
I know.
Very
And I'm a Sondheim. I'm a Sondheim guy from day one. So
and that's a play that's not shown too often, so that's going to be a good one to see.
It's a great one.
Well, it's a huge show. We're going to have a full orchestra on stage. We're going to be bringing back some of Chicago theater's just legendary veteran performers. This is a great show for some of our older actors, and we're going to be bringing back some really wonderful familiar faces who haven't been seen in a few years. And we think that, the Studebaker is such a classical theater. It's going to be a great match of a show like Follies with an orchestra on stage and all of these great Chicago performers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be, April 25th and 26th, right?
Yeah.
So mark your calendars now because that's going to sell out, everybody.
Yeah, that's going to sell out.
You got it. Well, we've got subscriptions on sale now. We've got a 3-show subscription with Porchlight Sings the Season and also The Irish and How They Got That Way and Follies. And you get the best seats and the best discounts. You can exchange your seats if you've got if you need to change the date or anything like that. But we just want to let everybody know that Porchlight's back this year, and we've got a great season of shows.
Okay, what's your website?
We're looking really forward. Porchlightmusictheater.org.
Okay,
I'm going to do, Mike,
I am going to put under news, I will put all this stuff down so people will have the link and they'll have the stuff they can mark their calendars, okay?
That's terrific, Al. We appreciate you.
I am looking forward to one of the young ladies that's in your New Faces, Caitlin.
Yeah.
We've seen her grow up from just starting doing her learning her voice and starting her career, and I'm looking forward to seeing her do that, be on New Faces. We're excited for her.
For people who came to see Titanic, she was one of our understudies for Celine Dion and went on a lot, and she just killed it. So we're like, we've got to, when you've got new young talent like that who are really going places, we want to get them highlighted on the New Faces Sing Broadway series. We also want to mention that that show will also be playing a little bit later in October, that same production at the Metropolis Center in Arlington Heights.
We're going to bring it.
Yeah, we're going to bring it back and do it there as well, so that some of the audiences in the western suburbs can see these new faces.
All those people who don't want to drive into the city. Okay.
Yeah, you got
This is
it.
good. So I can't wait.
Got it.
We get to see you at the end of September. Was it September 30th at Rhapsody? So that should be
we
fun.
got lots of stuff coming up. And at Porchlight, I'm always happy to go to Porchlight. Always happy to see what you guys put on a stage because it's always terrific.
We appreciate you. Thanks, fellas. We appreciate your time today.
Have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you in September. We'll see you in September.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's perfect. I come back from Europe on Sunday.
They're
and
holding
Tuesday.
it for you, Frank.
They're holding it
for
just
you.
for me.
Okay, so we have somebody on the
Somebody finally.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, yes, it's Steve from the Gold Coast.
Hi, Steve from the Gulf Coast. How are you?
Hello. Yes, I just wanted to add something, and I think it's really interesting the way in which this sort of entertainment can enlighten people with regard to just how complex and nuanced Chicago is, and the larger American society. Because often you sort of meet people who come from places in America where there's really no such diversity, and for them they think that the world is divided up into people who came from Europe and then other people. And the reality for any of us who are from Chicago or New York or any other northern city is that we all know that everybody is hyphenated here is from Europe. You're Irish American, you're Italian, Greek, Serbian American, you're something. And so, we all somehow got lumped into just being white or Europeans, when in reality it's far more complex than that. And depending upon where you came from, you had to suffer from your own trials and tribulations because this society wasn't always welcoming, and the Irish are emblematic of that. People think that because they were from Europe, that they were just simply welcomed, and everybody said, come on board.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
ever since those wasps came over first, they just hated everybody else that came across.
Exactly, and that's the point I always make to people. I'm like, look, you're conflating a lot of different people, when in reality, you should be mad at wasps. They're the ones who created this system.
Right.
And that's what.
It wasn't the Russians. It wasn't the Russians, the Ukrainians, the Germans, or the Italians, or the Irish. None of us created that system.
Yeah, everybody had their little plights. I've been watching the History Channel a lot, and they talk about the late 1800s and the early 1900s, and all these different groups that actually came to Chicago. Where did your butchers come from? They came from other little European countries and stuff.
They all came from somewhere.
And they all came from something. They all had a specialty, and they all wanted to come here. And we got to realize that. Yeah, this is a wonderful country.
That's why they called this the melting pot.
It's a true.
Okay. All right. Yes. Thanks for giving us a call. You're always there. I know the man with the facts. That's our Steve. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's talk about. Since we talked about 44 and mentioned it, we briefly before we do the commercials. Let's talk a little bit about 44, the musical. Which that is what my cap is. I don't have any more tickets to give away because they evidently are selling them out, so they don't need to give them away.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, you sat in
I sat twice.
Twice. You sat on the balcony and you sat on the main.
I sat on the main floor with you and froze for the first act, and then went upstairs for the second act. Which I have to admit, if you want to sit upstairs, it's a beautiful view of looking down on that stage.
We're talking about the Studebaker Theater, which Michael just mentioned that they're going to be doing a show there.
Excellent.
It is very, very beautiful little theater. It's about 600 seats. I could be off a little bit. I started to count and then I gave up. 44 the musical, for those who don't know, because we have talked about it before a little bit.
What president was that? Yes.
I can give away a dinner if somebody can call 773-763-9278. Tell me the name of that president. And I found it to be more not a musical comedy, but more of a musical review.
Okay.
I thought of each of the little scenes as a skit that could be a Second City type thing or a Saturday Night Live, but they all had a song at least. And there was a flow of time as each one progressed.
Right, because they progressed during that almost like a 12-year period, the 2 years prior to becoming president. And then
right, but the only thing I do want to say is the language in this particular musical is not family fare, and it's certainly not for little ones. So if you're going to say, well, we don't have to read the history books, we'll just take you to see this show, you're not going to want to hear what's being said. Okay,
and those are the little cringe things like I had when I hear stuff like that. I go,
well, you're a Catholic, and
I know we're
church
more, you know how we are. Yeah.
So for you, it's a little tougher than a lot.
I did like the music, and some of the songs were excellent.
Well, and I got to tell you, the guy who plays Joe Biden is a scream. He is so funny.
I admit, his movements.
This show is done, and I'm not going to say his name again, but this is how the president is seen through the eyes of Joe Biden,
right?
As he might remember.
As he might,
might remember.
That's a good way of putting it.
It's very important that because some of those things are not factual. Some of those things are just fun. But the actor, I think his name is Chad Dorick. He is phenomenal.
He had the steps down, the movement down, the hand movement.
Well, he's agile. He sings well. He's comic. He's a comedian. It's just hysterical.
If they just put a little bald head on him and had some older hair, he would have been a perfect stand-in.
Yeah, well, the way that he takes his glasses off, when he has two pairs of sunglasses, he takes the sunglasses off, and there's another pair of sunglasses behind him. So this show is 44 the musical. Limited engagement at the Studebaker Theater, which is over on Michigan Avenue, South Michigan Avenue, through September 21st. And then it's going to be going from there to the Daryl Roth Theater in New York.
So that's going to be off-Broadway.
That's off-Broadway.
Yeah, that's going to be off-Broadway. Because, you know what, I can see where they can polish this up a little bit, and it could be a great show, you know.
Well, I think it's an off-Broadway. I think it's
going to do well off-Broadway.
Yeah, it's perfect for an off-Broadway. And it might be shortened a little bit and do it where they serve drinks. Not canned goods like they have at the Studebaker, but an actual bar. Because I think a lot of people need to go to the bar. Doesn't matter what your party is. No, doesn't matter who you voted for. There's a funny thing with Hillary where she says the reason that she wasn't put up as a nominee. I can't talk about it, but you can pretty much think about it, and you'll figure out what I'm talking about. Yeah. And
they cut into everybody, so that was everybody had an equal opportunity.
Yeah, it was an equal opportunity satire.
Yes.
So it's a fun experience. Not the greatest show in the world, not the greatest music in the world, but it is fun.
Just to have a laugh, go in for an evening, see a show, and just have a few laughs.
Yeah, and just forget about what's happening in the real world. For 2 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
That's about it. But my website is Around the Town Chicago. There is a link to order tickets, and I think you'll love it.
Excellent.
I saw, you didn't go yet.
Yes, mine is next week.
Okay. We went to the Paramount. Mm-hmm. Paramount Theater in Aurora is the very first of the theaters of the Chicagoland area to get the rights to do Come From Away.
Yeah.
What a magnificent production from beginning to end. And the beauty of this show, and a lot of people are always concerned, it's an hour and 45 and no intermission?
It goes fast. It goes very fast.
And you don't need or want the intermission, because if you break this story and then have people coming back after standing in line or having a drink or buying food, it just breaks it. You need this to have total continuity. It needs to go from beginning to end, and it does. And what a production. It is an amazing show.
Because when I saw your pictures, when I read your article, it's different than what I just saw 3 months ago. Because remember, we went up to Milwaukee because Milwaukee had it. So it's going to be fun to see how the two are. You know, the Broadway of Milwaukee and now this.
Yeah, and then Milwaukee's going to have it again. They're going to be doing it again in another couple of months.
It's a powerful, wonderful show.
It's based on fact, and
Yes.
if you remember 9/11,
You'll remember.
and you'll remember the story that came afterwards. It's all the planes were brought. You couldn't land anywhere, so they had to bring them somewhere, and they brought them to this little town in Newfoundland. And here they were, and all these people were in a town that wasn't expecting them, and they didn't expect to go to. And how the story of tells the story of how this town adopted all these people and figured out a way to keep them all going. And it's about the personalities and the people and the mayor and with song and it's just so well done.
Yeah,
and people fall in love. People meet people. People change their lives. It's just a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
So
So
you
I
want to
can't-
get some tickets? Paramount Theater. If you want to win some tickets, if you call 773-763-9278, tell me the name of the gentleman who directed this particular production. We'll set you up with a pair of tickets to go see the show.
But you know how we just talked about getting subscriptions? Paramount is one of those theaters you definitely want to get a subscription to. They only have 4 shows, but if you buy 2, you got the whole season. So it's the best deal around. And you know what? Like Al says, they do great work.
Yeah, if you look at the Jeff nominations,
Constant.
every year since they've opened, they have probably the most for the musical theaters.
Because I remember prior to them opening up that theater, you know, a lot of the normal smaller theaters in Chicago, they were winning awards and you're going, oh, they're okay. Paramount raised the bar so high for everybody that now you're getting excellent shows from all the theaters.
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
it made everybody look at what they do and do it better.
And how can we? Yeah, that's exactly it. How can we take the show and do it better? And let's
All right,
take
so
a break.
we got to take it. We got to take a break. But who do we have? We have somebody on the line.
They're being
Being
screened.
screened. Okay, so let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll grab that person who's calling in.
Sounds good.
On the State Farm commercials, you know, the young man in the red knit shirt and khaki pants. Have you ever seen him? Well, in reality, Jake is any agent for State Farm. They care about you and your family. Their job is to find the best program for your car, home, and life. They are all Jake, and my Jake is Dan De La Cruz, with offices in Villa Park at 100 East Roosevelt Road, 630-516-0092, and 7900 North Milwaukee Avenue in Niles, 847-324-9595. I have watched Dan grow his agency over the years, and in my opinion, he's the true representation of State Farm's Jake. If you need someone to look at your coverage, show you the best program that dollar for dollar will do what's best for your family, call my Jake, Dan De La Cruz, at 630-516-0092 or 847-324-9595. Like a good neighbor, Dan De La Cruz is there.
And we are back. Okay, can we grab that phone? It says Mr. Gregory. Is this Mr. Gregory?
Hello, this is Mr. Gregory. How are
Hey
you?
there.
How you doing?
I just lost an ID, which I had lost yesterday, and I just found. So I'm doing great.
Oh, that's good.
Good.
That's good.
Outside, birds are singing, and I just heard your commercial. You ought to go into singing. You know that?
Okay, well, I do a little singing, not just in the shower. I sing it at the theater. I have to watch myself that I don't sing out loud.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, yeah, Al definitely does sing. Do you have an answer for any of our questions?
Oh, well, Obama was 44. I know that.
Very good.
Very good. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, so what area do you live in?
I live in Oak Park. I live at 290.
I don't need your
and-
address. I don't need your address. All right, so we're going to send you to a restaurant, a bar, a place, Standard Bar and Grill on Milwaukee Avenue. It's Milwaukee near Ashland, okay?
That's fabulous.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
stay on the line. We're going to get your information. I'll put this in the mail to you so you can enjoy. They have some great burgers, they have their pizza, and they make this giant pretzel that's just amazing. They have all kinds of stuff you can dip it in.
I'll make sure I'll sing a little bit before I order the pretzel.
All right,
Oh, very
sounds
good.
like a plan. Stay on
Sounds
the line.
good.
We'll get your
Don't hang up.
information. Have a good holiday.
Thank you so much. Nice to hear. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, let's see if if Mia's ready to go on or not.
Is Mia?
Yes.
Hi,
Hi
Mia.
there.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you? How's business?
It seems to be going really well today. My staff have been messaging me in a panic because they got hit with a lot of customers. But yeah,
Listen,
Well, it's a perfect day.
It's a terrible situation to be in, right?
right?
It's a lot better than twiddling your thumbs and saying, come open the magic door for me. So tell people about your store. We talked about it a little bit last week, but you have a store that is called...
So I have a store that's called the Eco Flamingo. I'm one of 3 owners of that store. And in late March, we opened up a cafe next door called the Eco Cafe. And our store we call it a zero-waste general store. Everything in there is designed to help shoppers reduce the amount of plastic that they pick up in their shopping experience and to make sure that they're getting products that are good for them and for the environment. We sell both food, dry goods, nuts, flours, pastas, dried fruits, oils, vinegars, spices, teas, all that stuff. And then we also sell a lot of cleaning products like hand soap and dish soap and body soaps and lotions and makeup and everything you could think of.
But the big difference is they bring their own containers and buy it by the ounce, right?
Exactly, yeah. Our customers bring their own containers in and then buy things by the ounce. If they want to try a new product, they only have to get a little bit of it to see whether or not they like it. So they're not committing to an entire bottle or entire box of something, which is really nice for them. And if people just happen to wander into our store, we do have some containers for like free ones, jars for cleaning supplies, and then we also have paper bags for sale for our foodstuffs.
Okay, Frank and I were there and had something to eat and had coffee and got a tour of everything. It's just it's kind of a neat place just to go for that one time and find what you are looking for, and you'll come back. It's the whole attitude that you're going to get.
Yeah, because some of your stuff, people think, oh, it's like the muffin. It's a vegan-friendly muffin that you had, and you're thinking vegan. This is going to be a dried little thing.
No, it wasn't.
It was not. This was one of the best muffins I have had. I mean, the flavor, everything. Even the pretzel, which I thought,
Had a little kick to it.
Whoever
That's
thought
okay.
of putting jalapenos on a pretzel, but you guys did, and it was absolutely wonderful. But the absolutely wonderful thing was the drinks that you had. Besides coffee, was it kombucha? The ferment. It was excellent. Some of the stuff that you had there.
And your location, you're 4750 North Rockwell, which is right by Lawrence Avenue.
Right.
There are plenty of meters that you can park at, and we had no problem finding a place to park. We had no problem finding anything, and it's just a great little place to go.
Oh yeah, it was a wonderful restaurant. And
Thank you. Yeah, there's also free street parking just down the block as well. There's metered parking, and then the further down you go, and it's not zoned. It's not one of those neighborhoods where you can't park during certain hours.
You don't need a little card, a little number.
Yeah, you don't need a consumer to be registered in that neighborhood. Yeah, but yeah, our cafe, we just in June opened up this little section off the side of it that we call the Fresh Market, and we are selling locally made pierogies from Tata's Pierogies in Franklin Park. We sell those frozen by the ounce, so people bring in their own containers and buy those. We have 3 different kinds of pasta from Pasta Fresh over in Norridge, and their sauce, which is frozen. And then we have a bunch of produce right now. I mean, this will only last as long as the season lasts, but right now we have produce from a farm about an hour away. I can't remember the name of the farm other than we call the farmer Farmer Doug. His name is
Farmer
Doug.
Doug. Yes.
Farmer Doug.
Farmer
Well,
Doug.
the farmer's named Doug.
But you make
Yes,
your own
and-
pickles, too, I noticed.
Yeah, well, we don't make them, but we get
they
them
don't
from a
make them.
couple of different local. Yeah, we make very little of our own product. We make our own oat milk, and we make a yogurt sauce for our sambusas. But other than that, everything comes from local vendors. So we're really trying to provide a space for local makers to be able to sell their wares. And a lot of them cater towards vegan and gluten-free folks. So we are not a vegan restaurant by any stretch, but I think we're technically vegetarian at the moment.
Right.
Okay.
But we are definitely a place that if you have some food sensitivities, you're still going to be able to find something that you can eat with us.
Okay, listen, if you want to read about it around the town of Chicago under articles, and if you call 773-763-9278, tell me what my favorite kombucha was, and we'll give you a gift certificate where you can go try it yourself, okay? 773-763-9278. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Meeting you was great, and I hope you enjoy your coffee mug that we left with you. And we're going to take some of these people and talk to them, and hopefully we'll send some new people your way.
We would love that.
Have
Perfect.
a wonderful,
Thank you so much,
wonderful Labor
gentlemen.
Day.
Thank you.
Yeah. You too.
Take care.
Yeah, because I didn't know what your favorite was, because I know.
You got to read it.
I gotta read it.
I don't give it away. Okay, let's talk to Renee. Renee?
Renee?
Hello, Renee here.
Hi, Renee
you
there.
doing?
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well today, and have a bon voyage, Frank.
Oh, thanks, thanks. It's for my big birthday, so now that I'm hitting the big 6-0.
Oh boy. Well, celebrate in style. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. So, did you have an answer for us for anything?
I did. From Come From Away, the director is Trent Stork.
Okay,
Very
you got
good.
it. All right,
Very
so you
good.
stay on the line, and we are going to send you. We'll set it up for you. They'll contact you to give you a pair of tickets to go see the show.
That's wonderful. We're such fans of of your show, and thanks for all you do for theater.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Thank you.
listening.
Thanks for listening.
We love our listeners. We want to make sure that everybody's happy, everybody's content, and that's part of what it's all about, giving information out and helping you. So stay on the line. We'll get all the information.
Are we done with all the commercials?
I don't know.
done.
Devin's
Okay.
shaking his head, so that means we got him. That's why we have a producer. That's why somebody's here, so we have somebody to help us along, because both Frank and I are old people who sometimes, Frank especially, sometimes forgets where he is and when he's supposed to be there. Okay, so we're going to be going on a staycation this week. We're
where are you
coming
gonna
up.
go?
Yeah, we're going to be going to a town called, where are we going? We're going to Eagle Ridge, which is the name of the resort, and it's in Galena.
Oh, Galena.
Okay,
I thought you were
so-
going up to Wisconsin or
No,
something.
no. We did that last month. So we're going to be going to Galena, and I'm looking forward to it. Part of what we are doing is I'm going to have another massage. I'm
Really?
gonna
You're
do it
getting
again.
used to this now, aren't
it worked out, but the people from the Salt Cave got me into it. But now I kind of am looking forward to doing it again.
How now? Do you notice the legs are still doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And by the way, for those who know that I've been doing Seattle Sutton, I had a rough week this week because we did this restaurant I'm going to talk about quickly. I gained 3 ounces.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Totally, I'm still down 25.
I know. Really,
Okay.
I'm feeling so sad. That
And
you
I think you took some of those away.
Yes,
Some of those that I lost, Frank
yeah,
found.
I found them.
Sure looks like it. So we went to, years ago, you were there. You were there with us, Frank.
Yes.
We went to a place called Artengo.
Yes.
They've changed a lot of things with the restaurant as far as their suppliers and stuff, and the new general manager. And we went last night to Artengo after spending an afternoon and a morning up with our friends up in Burlington, Wisconsin. We picked up our granddaughter, Caitlin, who's celebrating her 29th birthday on the 29th, and she is a connoisseur of food. She's a graduate of culinary school, and she joined us, and we went to this Artengo, which is a bar and steakhouse that is located in Lincoln Square. So it's on Lincoln, right by Lawrence Avenue. Okay. Very cool little restaurant with an outside seating area overlooking Lincoln Avenue. For those of you familiar with Lincoln Square, many, many years ago, they took Lincoln Avenue for like a 2-block area and made it a one-way street going south. You go southeast, actually, because it's an angle. And then it bends into the actual Lincoln Avenue again. So that little block, that little 2-block area, has a bunch of little boutiques, bars, and restaurants. And this one is right near the corner and is just a delightful. The staff, the place, the food, wow. It was dynamite. We had things, that I don't normally eat some of these things, but we had with Caitlin picking out the menu, it made a big difference. So we had like ceviche. Ceviche. We had a thing called crudo, which is sashimi-style seasoned fish, avocado, jalapeno, scallions, truffle oil. That was just an amazing thing. Then they have this thing that's really neat, where you can have the experience and try all their food in a sharing. So we did the Fin del Mundo, which had New York strip steak, slow grilled lamb, heart of ribeye steak, selection of grilled Argentinian sausages, mojitas, sweetbreads is the easiest way to say it. And they had all kinds of little sauces.
Did you like the sweetbreads?
I do. Okay. Now, the first time I ever had sweetbreads, I didn't know what they were.
Okay.
And I was okay till somebody told me what they were, and then it bothered me.
Why do people do that? Yes.
Okay. And I learned over the years, I don't ask questions, because if I ask questions, I might not like the answer. So it's easier just to enjoy the food and go from there. But everything was just scrumptious.
I love the flavor because I remember it's South American Argentina.
It's Argentina. And that's what Artengo. Put it all together, and you have Argentina. Argentina. Okay.
And so that's good that you get to share and you can experience different things. And I usually tell people, just bring it out and then let me.
Well, that's what we normally do is we say, we go into a restaurant to talk about it. We want to try a lot of different things. So if we pick things, they may not be the right things to pick. The restaurant knows what they sell. They know what, and we want the flavors that people are going to be looking for.
Right.
Well, in this particular case, by doing one of the sharing things, it's perfect. I watched some of the tables around us. We didn't get an empanada, but they sure look good. There was a table like 3 tables over. It had a platter of empanadas because that's what they evidently were looking for. They have these, it's homemade, and they have like, you can buy 1, you can buy 3, you can buy 5, you can get cheese and onion and grilled beef and caprese and all kinds of different ways. And they have regular, they have steaks, you can just order a steak. They have fish, you can just have fish. I mean, they have items that you can just get. They have like paella where you can get a seafood and fish, saffron rice. They have side dishes. They have everything and anything you might want. And it was just a very, very enjoyable evening. And I don't have any gift certificates to give away yet because the gentleman that's the general manager said that they don't have an actual thing. They do it by email. And the lady that's supposed to handle it was not around last night, and here it is. So next week, hopefully, I'll be able to go deeper into this restaurant and be able to give away some gift cards there. Maria, I hope you're listening, so we can work that out. We did have a great evening, and it was a great location. And I was able to park right on Lawrence Avenue and walk 150 feet.
Wow.
And getting Jane that close to a restaurant is really good. Because in the city, she doesn't like to walk in where it's crowded. So this way she can walk, boom, boom, and we were there. So I think we covered everything that we needed to cover. Marriott is opening up.
Yes.
This week. Catch Me If You Can. Now, it was a big movie.
Right. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right. And now they've made it into a musical. And it was, I think, Broadway in Chicago had it about a year and a half.
I think they did,
maybe
yes.
2 years ago. So this is going to be Marriott doing it. And Marriott just unleashed what they're doing next year. Guess what one of the plays is that they're going to do next year? What did we talk about earlier? What play did we talk about that's at the Paramount?
Oh, you mean Far From Away? They're going to do that?
Come from away, not far from.
That was far too.
But that's going to be one of the plays they're going to do next year. And they're doing Heartbreak Hotel. They're going to do a little Sondheim. They got a nice mix. What's happening now is that the theaters, all of them, are starting to look ahead and start seeing what they're going to see. Oh, the other play we're going to see this week coming up.
We have something. Oh, we have to go. We have Skokie Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to Skokie.
We're going to Skokie
to see Pippin.
Pippin, yes.
Okay. So I do have, and then we're going to American Blues. Has got an opening coming.
That's on Friday.
Yeah, that's on Friday. So we got it busy. Even though Jane and I are going to be gone for the 2 days, we'll be gone, and then we'll come back. And boom, boom, every night is...
Now, is Jane going to get a massage, too, or just...
I don't know if we're going to do that couples massage. Do it at the same time.
You don't want to be in a room with Jane while she's getting...
I don't know if that would be as comfortable as just getting a massage. I don't know. I just got the massage. I've done that once. I broke that...
Now, here's the thing. The last time you had it by a woman... Are you still having a woman doing a massage?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It'll see. Now, how do you handle a man giving you a massage? Because they're a lot more strong.
Doesn't have to be stronger. There's no rule that a man has to be stronger than a woman.
Oh, no. I've had some of these Russian women that nearly break me in half.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying, because I know that Olga was not that big and her hands were powerful. So... You can't go by that. Right, so are you going to any other shows this week? Do you have anything that you have to make up from the past?
All I know is I'm seeing 3 shows this week, and so that's only... Oh, wait, let me look at this calendar here, and that'll tell me.
You got to keep up with it.
I know. I just finished cleaning out 386 pieces of mail.
That's just from yesterday.
Right? So I see it really gets busy the following week is when it really gets busy. But yeah, this week I just see 3 things, and that's it.
Yeah, the following week we get into October. Yeah, we've got... and plus I have my granddaughter, Rebecca, is now... she's a quarterback in the flag football at Glenbrook North. So we have to go watch her play football games in the middle of everything.
How do you keep up with all these kids and the theater? It's like this morning, you're up early, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, so we got Dial M for Murder is going to be opening soon.
That's going to be at Drury
Lane. And we've got the First Lady of TV.
And that should be... Now, is that...
That's Molly Goldberg. You, Mrs. Goldberg.
Oh,
that was one of the first sitcoms on TV.
Really?
It was about the Goldberg family in New York, and she was always talking to her neighbors through the window. So she had the window up, and, this is Mrs. So-and-so, and then they yelled to her, and that was you, Mrs. Goldberg. Her name was Gertrude Berg, was the actress, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that. And my understanding is they're going to show us a little of the actual...
Footage. Because, we don't see too much when the oldest that I can think of television-wise is I Love Lucy. But then there were a lot of shows before that we don't think of, in the early 50s.
Are you going on the Friday the 12th to see Misery at the Citadel?
At the Citadel, yes.
Okay, so we've got that. Those remember the movie? Okay.
Yes.
Misery. I want to see this live on stage because the movie
they're going to break his leg after each performance.
All right, and then on Saturday the 13th, we are going to see it's a new musical thing about Thelma and Louise at Theo Ubique. Sounds interesting how they're going to do this, and we'll find out more about that. And then Black Ensemble opens on the 14th.
Because I know I got a thing to go to Black Ensemble, but I had to turn them down. Sorry, because I'm on call that weekend.
On a Sunday?
Yeah, remember I do Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Jane's going to come with me here and be here so that we can go right from here to go to this 3 o'clock show.
And, normally I would say, you know what, it's a Sunday, but then how many times do I get look at last time. After 6 months, I come back on call, and that Sunday I get called at 7 in the morning. And
For anybody who says that theater is not blossoming in Chicago, I have, starting from next week, I think we have a play every day all the way until through September. So it seems like.
No, it's September because it's a new season. Everybody's opening up because they've had a summer break, some of them.
Yeah.
And so it'll be fun.
All
Guess
right,
what?
looks like we're running out of time. So
Happy
everybody,
Labor Day, everybody.
Be safe tomorrow. Enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be gorgeous this week. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you at the theater.
The preceding program, Around the Town Chicago, was sponsored by Alan Bresloff, and to the extent applicable, their guests. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily reflect those of Heartland Signal, LLC, or its management.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton.